Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm the disembodied voice.
And this is
Monster Comic Review.
That's right, and this is comics for the 8th of January, second week of January 2014. Gonna talk some books. Right off the bat, we'll talk about Detective Comics issue number 27. Massive $8 issue, where we have all kinds of stories going on in it, right? What'd you think?
Well, because I'm a sentimental fool, I loved the one where Bruce turned 75 and Damian is alive and there, and they're all celebrating Damian and Nightwing and poor sleepy oxygen masked Arthur in his wheelchair. But everybody's there, and I just really like that. The whole Bat family is there to celebrate his birthday, and then he goes out on patrol just for fun because he loves it. I also liked even though it's kind of gets old towards the end, I liked the first story, that I do it because blah blah blah.
The Brad Metzler wrote? Mm-hmm.
Where he's beating everybody up and saying, I do it because all these things.
Right.
Actually, I liked that one too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have to say about it.
My favorite one is Francisco Francavella's either 2 or 4 pages that it is. Batman coming upon this car wreck scene, saves the people, saves the boy, and whatever's going on there. And the boy is James Gordon Jr.
And he saved him a second time. Because you said thanks for saving him again.
Yeah. So, to me, that was the one that made me go, woo! Because of the whole...
Yeah, because we know what he becomes.
Well, right.
I enjoyed that because Francavilla is such a fabulous...
Right. Well, it just immediately brought me back to flashbacks of Skeleton Key from him and Snyder's run in Detective. And so for me, that was my favorite thing in this. There's some fun other art in the thing and whatnot, but... And then we start Gothtopia, right?
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of...
Which Gothtopia, you get all this, nice, pleasant, whatever.
Gotham is a utopia now.
Right, but at the end of it, it's obviously... I mean, they pretty much tell us it's an hallucination. Unless that's a red herring.
But he's under mind control.
So I don't know what the point really is. So... Yeah, whatever. This influences what I read next week that we'll talk about. But anyway, okay, was it worth the money? I don't know. It was a lot of pages, but I don't know. I was really excited about a lot of it. But my favorite one was the Francavilla. I don't got a lot else to say about it other than that.
Okay.
And the Gothtopia thing is whatever. Next up, Earth 2 issue number 19. We get some action going on with the other heroes in the group. We get a full declaration of this new evil Superman's intent there in Washington, D.C. as he rips down the Washington Monument, that they are moving, once Earth is prepared, they will actually move Earth through some giant portal as their plan to where Apocalypse is at, so Darkseid can have a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
And so we get some Batman stuff in this of them finding out there's yet another secret weapon that's in the vaults of the headquarters.
Yeah, but we don't know exactly what he is.
What or who he is, other than the implication is he's a Kryptonian we get out of it,
yeah.
Right? So, I like this new Batman. I love this version of, I don't know, Mira, Aquawoman, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, I like
she just knocks holes to the floor. Those guards start shooting at her, and she's like, okay, I'm going to give you one chance. Because I can pull all the water out of your body and do whatever I want to do with it.
Which I think
so,
is awesome.
So you can just lay down and hope that I don't notice you anymore, or you can meet the consequences. I like her.
Yeah, I like her too.
Olsen's pretty cool. I think it's funny at one point. The massacre is going outside. The parademons have resurfaced again. Mm-hmm. They're slaughtering everything. It's a giant war,
right.
And they're choosing to cover Jimmy Olsen's eyes
because he's a kid.
Because he's a kid, and they don't want him, permanently marked from the butchering. I mean, because people are literally being slaughtered.
That Batman, was scarred for life by the murder of his parents.
Right, and he's actually going along with that instead of just going, no, let's screw that. Let's just get the hell out of here. I mean, they're taking the time.
That's kind of sweet.
I love this book. This is right now one of my...
That is the only evil-y thing book, and it's not part of the.
It's not for evil. It's not for evil. at all.
I know. It's Apocalypse. It's totally different, but it's the only one featuring, any kind of, because a lot of them right now have a lot of villainous activity.
The DC
going
books.
on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I like.
Because it has nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's its own reality and just kind of playing by its own rules, and it's cool. I think it's cool anyway. I mean, I'm really, really liking this storyline. The whole Lois as Red Tornado and all that stuff is going to be cool. We're looking forward to seeing where it goes and what happens. I mean, I'm genuinely excited to see what else is going to play on it. Pretty cool.
And that one is genuinely interesting.
Yeah. And then there's Forever Evil, Arkham War #4, Bane Batman for a whole other issue.
Yeah, no. No, I just don't care.
It's dumb. It continues to just be. It just continues to be dumb. We went from interesting ideas to now it's just, who cares? And so that's where we are with the book. Who cares, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. 2 more issues. I unfortunately will be picking them up because I'm already committed to getting the whole thing. So what the hell?
And we'll read them.
And I hear they're coming out with a one-shot Bane Batman book also.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which I can't imagine why I'd want to pick that up. So, anyway, yeah. Green Arrow, issue number 27. We get more exposure to the different clans, and awesome piece in here. Magnus shows up and talks to Katana, obviously tying Katana into the whole, like the Sword Clan and whatnot.
Right.
Very excited by that. I think that's really cool. I love the art in this. I love the fights that go on in it. I love, him talking about the fact that, look, you need to, we gotta get separated out so we can deal with the Shield guys and whatnot. I think the art is really, really cool in it. I'm interested in this whole martial arts aspect that they're giving to the thing. I think that's really cool. What do you think?
Everything you said, but I hated the ending.
Oh, it's more than just the ending, right? Or what the ending represents.
I just like, guess what? All that time you spent on the island
Darn dog.
was pre-planned, and look, your dad's still alive. And he has the cool beard, as you pointed out earlier.
Yeah, he's got the cool facial hair.
He's got the cool beard.
Dad's got the cool
like
facial
Green
hair.
Arrow used to look.
Yeah.
Which is, I just thought that was just so, I don't know, kind of cheap. Just kind of cheap and pat. I don't know, I just didn't like it.
Really? Now,
Yeah.
see, for me, I'm okay with it, depending on what they do with the next issue. How does Ollie respond to the fact that the last 5, 6, 7 years of his life are a total, 10 years. 10 years, basically.
Or a lie.
Are a lie. Are just a big ruse that his dad drug him through. His dad forced him to, break a tear leg and stab a guy through, basically. His dad made him do all this stuff. How's he going to respond to that? If he's like, oh, okay, Dad, I'm going to be like, oh, come on. That's the part that's going to be interesting. They could tell a really cool story based around him, and how he's going to deal with that. So it's either going to be really cool, or
It's going to suck.
I'll be looking back at it and going, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit.
So I guess we'll have to see. But I just,
But sure.
I was like, I think that when I got to that page, I said, seriously? So, yeah, that's just me, though.
I kind of expected it, to tell you the truth. So for me, it's going to be a matter of how do they do that. I'm excited by the stuff. I'm excited by.
I'm interested in the Katana stuff. The clan,
yeah.
The clan thing. Everything you said, like I said, I just didn't like the end.
Yeah, I'm excited with the idea of him having an origin that's based in some potentially mystical martial artish kind of a thing, as opposed to him just being, quote unquote Batman with a bow. So that part excites me about it too. I mean,
and the trick arrow thing was kind of funny too.
Yeah, so because obviously I'm not going to have my Green Arrow anytime soon.
No.
So this new Green Arrow, I'm cool to see that be that kind of a way. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Marvel Knights Spider-Man issue number 4 of 5.
I think you should talk about this book because you love it so much.
I really do. The art in it is bananas. It is so awesome. It's like this kind of, I don't want to say J.H. Williams. The art's by Mark Rudio, but it has kind of a J.H. Williams feeling to it in a sense that the panels are just really, really dynamic. There's all kinds of styles of art on the page. It's
and
not
they're
like
very dense. There's just,
Extremely dense. Yes, there's just lots and lots going on. And you get all this different kinds of imagery, different parts of imagery in it. And there's some black and white work that's outstanding. You get these kind of crazy, hallucinating type sequences and whatnot. The story itself, it's still a mystery. It's somewhat basic in the fact it's really just, right now it's really Parker on the run, on the lam, trying to get the heck away from this stuff, that he's being hunted and all of that. He thinks maybe he's escaped, but it's just worse because he doesn't know where he's at, even though he got told where he was at. I'm just getting a real hoot out of it. I like where he kind of wakes up thinking, okay, the reason I took this job is I'm trying to get enough money to take Mary Jane out on a decent date. On a real date because I suck.
She broke up with them.
Because it's the typical Parker. It's the old school Parker. Damn, I just can't get it.
Can't catch a break.
Can't catch a break kind of thing. And so it's cool. Plus the art. Buy it for the art. If nothing else, when the tray comes out, buy it for the bonkers art that's in it.
Because it's really fun.
Awesome. Got 99 Problems and Spider-Man 81. Yeah. Great book. Suicide Risk, issue number 9.
That book is so good it almost should be a No Capes book.
Oh, but it's got superheroes.
I know. This is, what, the penultimate? How many more are there of this?
This is an ongoing.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see what happens next. I was thinking that...
No, that's an ongoing.
Well, this was a fabulous beginning of the ending to this particular arc in a way.
Yeah.
It's just really good. It is just really
All
good.
centers around our main character. He ends up fulfilling his contract with these bad guys. They've taken over a part of the... they've taken over basically Mexico and part of Central America. They've turned it into their own country. They got the United Nations to sign off on it. The last issue, the U.S. government flew in with some stealth bombers and dropped a frickin' A-bomb of sorts. Something that was going to basically, atomize everybody. I was just going to...
Right. And our good guy took it out.
Yeah, he has figured out how to control physics to such a degree that he literally...
It's like he's communicating with the molecules and saying, okay, no, you can't do this right now. You can't do this right now.
He changes the reaction. He changes the way that all the chemicals react and how it all plays out to basically keep most of Mexico from being obliterated, basically, and becomes this really powerful person basically out of it. Really weakened, really hurt by it, is pretty wasted, but manages to get back on his feet. Once he realizes once he talks to the main Prometheus, the main bad guy, confirms that he's done his part.
Right, he has done what he has agreed.
Then he immediately turns around and starts killing him. He pitches Sock Puppet out the window. Through a window. Sock Puppet's a guy who can basically put his psyche in other people.
He can possess other people. Kind of like Dead Man, only he has a body.
He has a body. So as he pushes him out this 20-story building and he's falling, he's slowly beeping himself
to different
people.
No.
But the last person he possesses is a guy that's at the place where Prometheus was signing a deal to get their country.
Exactly, and tells him,
so Prometheus knows.
I'm dead, he killed me.
Right, so Prometheus knows he's gone bad.
So he's on his way.
He had sex with this other, crazy-ass woman with electric gauntlets. Well, while that was going on, he rewired her gauntlets. So when she goes to fry him, she blows herself up, literally kills herself.
And he gives her the option.
Yeah.
Because Sock Puppet really is a horrible piece of humanity. I mean, he's like possessing people and trying to drown them in the swimming pool just because it's fun.
Right. Kills off the guy that summons demons. I mean, it's all over the place. Prometheus shows up, is going to burn him into the ground. And it's like, as he's trying to nuke him, he's like, so you didn't watch the news, did you? I mean, I just stopped a nuclear bomb from going off, and you're going to try and flamethrow me to death? So basically, whips it back on the guy and chars him to a...
All that's left is the psychic girl that has the broken memories that...
She sees all the potential realities that could possibly happen all the time. So she knows this guy is either a good guy or a bad guy at some point, somewhere, sometime. In one of these time streams, he saves the world, so he's a great guy. Unfortunately, after he throws all his power out there, he's so hurt and weak that we've seen glimpses of this other persona that he supposedly has called Requiem.
That he doesn't remember ever
He doesn't
being.
remember, but now at the end of this one, Requiem is there in full.
And he's hovering, because remember, he doesn't think he can fly, but he's
Right.
told he can fly.
Yeah.
And he's hovering in his wrecked clothing, saying, I'm Requiem,
Next to the charred corpse of Prometheus.
and I'm angry.
Yeah.
And that's where we left it.
That's
so
what's
I can't. And he had called his wife because she finds out that he's doing all these
Right,
things.
because, yeah.
And he says, I promise I'm going to make this right, and I'm going to come home.
Yeah.
But now we don't really know
know.
what's going to happen.
It's awesome. Like I said,
It was really good.
it is so not the
It
book.
was a slow start for me.
It's slow, not the book what I thought we were going to get when it was first advertised last year at Dome City Comic Con and whatnot. But it has been an awesome ride, and every issue just gets better because it just gets more complex and more, engrossing on just the level of what the hell is going on in it and whatnot. And we had in this issue we didn't even address at all the fact that his daughter is potentially the person that's going to destroy the
opened up a
world.
hole in this space.
Well, she closed it up.
Yeah,
closed
she
it up.
did.
But so
She had to ask somebody how, but she
yeah.
did.
So, pretty exciting book. Mike Carey, good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, Swamp Thing issue 27. We get to see Alex Honnold as basically a not the Parliament, but one of the retired avatars, and not really liking the fact that Cedar is trashing humanity, basically. So he goes about trying to figure out how can he go back, and of course he's told he can't go back. So he goes to Lady Weeds, who I love. She's just vicious as all hell.
She is creepy.
Oh, she's cool.
I wouldn't say that she wasn't cool.
Yeah.
I would say that Alex made the correct choice at the end of
So they find a way to get through by basically attacking and killing the Parliament trees and using their little thread that goes up into our reality to ride that thread himself. But the problem is so is he out of control? Because when he comes back into the world, he basically...
He turns the entire world green.
Well, yeah, he blooms. All the algae in the world blooms all at once. So
the
oxygen,
earth is green.
so oxygen is converting at such a high rate that basically we're all getting high and dying because we're being over-oxygenated all
But
the
he
red.
fixes it as soon as the Parliament says, okay, yeah. I mean, he puts it back.
Does he? Okay.
I think he does.
Okay.
And then he puts the Parliament to sleep.
Right. He puts them into hibernation because the Parliament is nothing but trouble.
So I guess we'll see next
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
I think that Charles Soule is writing the best Swamp Thing. I like some of those early Swamp Things from Scott Snyder when it first started out and whatnot.
With he and Abby.
Yeah, some of that and just
love that.
well the people with the heads twisted around backwards and stuff. That when it had that kind of horror aspect, that was cool. When Pac-Man was doing the art and stuff on it, it was cool then. But just straight up stories with Swamp Thing and whatnot, these have been
They have been
good.
really good. And by the way, the reason why I said that he made the right choice is that the Lady Weeds, who, the only reason why she would help somebody is because they brought live animals to the green that she's essentially torturing
Torturing and eating.
and eating. She wants to go to Earth, and she's so excited
To practice some of her stuff.
to go back to Earth, and he cuts the ties before she can. And in spite of the fact that Cedar has been horrible this whole time, after he defeats Cedar, he puts him into the green and leaves him there so that he's kind of a part of the green now.
Right. Well, he gets the Avatar's burial, really.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately. So, excellent stuff. Good stuff. And finally this time, Young Avengers,
Aww.
Resolution Part 2, issue number 15, the end of this run of the book. What do we think?
Oh, it was good. It was sad, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad it's gone. It was a good send-off, I think, to that. It had all the touching places that it needed to have, basically, and whatnot. It's sad because to me, these last couple issues show just all the more potential there could have been with all those
Exactly.
other characters that we didn't get, which is kind of a bummer.
And I just always like the format of this where they're on, a cross between Twitter and Tumblr, Yambler, where they're narrating the story so far, and it's with lots of fun hashtag type things.
Yeah, and
it's just fun.
it has lots of sweet moments in it and whatnot. I mean, even the moment where Loki takes the picture of them stepping through the stars, they're going back, and then he flips back to the original one of them where he favored when he was Kid Loki and whatnot. That's all cool. I kind of like the fact that he plays the victim. I mean, he's kind of the victim out of the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the one that loses. The rest of them didn't really lose anything. They all get their crap put back together again, basically,
most part.
and can go on with their lives. I mean, Kate's a little brokenhearted and whatnot, but
And they find out that
but
not Patriot is
David, yeah, well, actually, when he kisses him, he turns into the what's his face that was gone.
Tommy.
But I guess I have a soft spot for the characters who are self-sacrificial in a sense, in the fact that Loki basically gives up his stuff to some degree to allow everybody else to move on.
He doesn't get to be a part of their lives anymore.
Right, because he can't, because he would just screw it all up, and he knows it. But because of the state that he's at, where he's at now, that's not something he can do anymore. And so
He had to give up Kid Loki. He had to kill Kid Loki off, essentially.
Right, he did. He killed a piece of himself. So I really liked it. It was sweet.
Yeah.
It was sweet, and it was even fun to have the different artists doing the different parts of it. Was even fun and whatnot in it too. So yeah, it was
And
cool.
I love the cover.
Yeah, all the people standing in line waiting to get into the place has been pretty
Well,
cool.
actually, I just mostly love Liberty's hair. Because she's in the light.
Yeah.
That was Liberty, right?
Liberty?
Who's with the star walking by with the rainbow hair?
I don't know. Don't know who that is.
You're right, that isn't.
And I don't know who Liberty is. You're talking about Ms. America?
Yeah, I get her mixed up.
I love Ms. America.
Me too.
I'm bummed that there isn't more of that character.
I know,
She's just awesome.
Pretty awesome.
You just punch
Dimension
it.
stomping boots.
Just punch it. We're just gonna punch
yeah.
it.
I just like
Loki's
her.
a problem. Let's just punch him. So. But anyway, yeah, really liked it. Great end of the series. If you want just kind of a fun, kind of quirky-ish, a little bit book, pick up a trade. Good stuff. And that's it for Muscov's Review.
Yay.
We're gonna shut this off because the dog thinks he needs to go outside.
And he won't stop whining.
Yeah. So, see y'all next time.
Bye.